All right, let's jump right in and talk about a piece of tech that, honestly, is a total lifesaver for businesses. Windows Server 2025's failover clustering. We're going to break down what it is and why it's so important. So let's kick things off with a scenario, one that probably keeps a lot of IT pros up at night. Imagine your most important server, the one with everything on it, just dies. Suddenly, everything stops. That single point of failure is exactly what we're here to talk about avoiding. Well, to keep that nightmare from ever becoming a reality, Windows Server 2025 has an incredibly powerful solution called a failover cluster. You can really think of it as the ultimate safety net for your most important services. And this really shows you the core difference, right? On the left, you've got that one server, which is just a huge risk waiting to happen. But on the right, a failover cluster takes a bunch of servers and gets them to work together, turning that fragile setup into a seriously tough, highly available system. This analogy is probably the best way to think about it. The servers in your cluster are just like the pilots in a cockpit. If the main pilot has a problem, the co-pilot just takes over, smooth as can be. And your users, well, they're the passengers. They have no idea anything even happened. The flight just continues. Okay, so we get the what, but how does this team of servers actually pull this off so seamlessly? Well, it really just boils down to three core components. First up, you have the nodes. That's just the fancy word for the individual servers in the group. In our analogy, these are your pilots and co-pilots, all sitting there ready to take the controls at a moment's notice. Next, and this is absolutely critical, is the shared storage. This is a central bank of data that every single node can see and access. It's like the shared flight plan and all the instrument panels in the cockpit. It makes sure that no matter which pilot is flying, they're all looking at the exact same up-to-the-second information. And finally, the glue that holds it all together is the heartbeat. This is just a constant, nonstop check-in that runs between all the nodes. It's like they're constantly asking each other, "You good?" "Yep, I'm good." This way, the system knows instantly if one of them is in trouble. So here's how that all comes together in a real failure. The heartbeat is always running, checking on everything. The instant it detects a missed beat, meaning a server is down, bam! The services that server was running are automatically and immediately handed off to a healthy node. For your users, it's a total non-event. Now that's the foundation, which has been around for a while, but Windows Server 2025 is really upping the ante, making the whole system even faster and way more resilient with some seriously cool upgrades. First on the list is something called the Scale-Out File Server, or SOFS for short. And as you can probably guess from the name, this is all about cranking up the performance and the ability to grow. So what this really means is we're moving away from the old model where one server does all the work and the others just wait around. This is an active setup. All your pilots are flying the plane at the same time, which just massively boosts your speed and performance. Next up, Cluster Shared Volumes, or CSV. Now this one is all about tackling a big headache that's always been a part of managing clusters: complexity. So instead of having to mess around with a bunch of different drive letters and paths for every server, CSV makes all that shared storage look like one giant, unified folder. To everyone in the cluster, it's just one location. It makes managing the whole thing so much simpler. And finally, we get to the foundation of it all, the storage itself. Windows Server 2025 has this amazing, deep integration with a technology called Storage Spaces Direct, or you'll hear it called S2D. This is a total game changer. Remember that super important shared storage we talked about? Well, S2D lets you build it using the drives that are already inside your servers. Your SSDs, your hard drives. You don't necessarily need to go buy expensive, separate storage hardware anymore. It's huge. So let's just do a quick recap of how this all works together. You've got SOFs giving you that incredible active performance. You've got CSV making it all dead simple to manage. And you've got S2D building that rock-solid storage foundation using hardware you already have. They create a system that's just ridiculously fast, simple, and tough. Okay, we've dug into a lot of the technical bits and pieces, but let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? Why does any of this technology really truly matter to a modern business? Honestly, it all comes down to this one number: 0. The entire goal, the whole reason failover clusters exist, is to get to 0 downtime and 0 data loss when something goes wrong. That's the holy grail. And achieving that goal of 0 gives you some massive business benefits. It means your most critical files and apps are always there. It means you stop losing money because of downtime. It gives you a foundation that can actually grow with you, and it builds an infrastructure that's ready for the cloud. And that really just leaves us with one final thought, a question for you to take back with you. Now that you've seen what's possible with this technology, it's worth asking, is your own critical infrastructure truly safe from that one single point of failure?